Marshall Faulk's here. He looks great wearing those Jordans. Hey, you know who won the national championship wearing Jumpman for the first time?
First time, right?
How about that?
Yeah. Jumpman and then he Jumpman.
I like that line. Yes. That caught me.
It's perfect.
So what do you think of your quarterback?
Perfect.
Here in L.A.?
Hey,
what do you think of Harbaugh here? What do you think?
I just say about Jim, it's just impressive what he's been able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just impressive. Fun guy to play with. Oh, my God. Like, the best in the huddle. Like,
what do you mean?
He's a character and very animated. In the same way you would see him in interviews, he'd be in the huddle calling the play like, I write 20, Bob. We're going to run this.
So would you be laughing sometimes breaking the huddle?
Yeah.
At his cadence and what he's saying?
Yeah. Yeah. He had this like he would literally throw the ball and go. I'm like, Jim, why do you do that?
With a sound effect?
With the sound effect. With the sound effect.
Like that dude from Police Academy?
Literally made the sound
effect.
Like
Winslow of quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like one of the, and I'm gonna say this, like, in the dude just tough, man. He loved to compete, wanted to run with the skill guys. And I remember before I even met him, like watching when he was with the Bears, he wanted to run down on kickoff. Like, what quarterback wants to run down on kickoff? He's just different. He's different, and his attitude. It was amazing to watch what he created. You know, you don't know if the culture is the culture until you remove the coach and watch the team play. And it almost seemed like the culture, like the kids dug in. The games that he was suspended, they like dug in more.
Mm-hmm.
And he did what he said he was going to do. Literally.
That's why I have no issues.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. 0.0 issues.
But he's done that everywhere he's been, Rich. Everywhere he's been, when he left, it was a better place than it was before he got there. Every place that he's been.
That's why we were talking the other day. He's got a very Parcells type track record. Okay, where he doesn't have the Super Bowls that Parcells had. I'm talking about he shows up, he has you know exactly what you're getting when you get him, and he changes a culture. He did it with New England, that's for sure. He did it with the Jets, that is for sure, and he did it with the Giants, that is for sure. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys had their own culture. I kind of feel like he was in a different part of his career when he showed up with Dallas, but they changed. Along with Kraft, the uniforms, they changed the logo, they changed everything, and but he also didn't stick around very long, either, and that's what happened with Michigan too. Except this time, he hung that banner, man.
Yeah,
he hung it.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Here's what I like, Rich. Yeah, sometimes you don't get the championships, but just watch the quality of players and how the players play for the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when he was at San Francisco, you remember how hard, like watching them play, how tough-nosed the defense was. There's always two things that happens. Their offense and defensive line control the line of scrimmage everywhere he goes. That's like that's the first thing, and you just don't think about quarterbacks creating that kind of identity. Quarterbacks normally they want to have the fun gun offenses and stuff like that. And Jim, everywhere that he's been. Anytime there's been any type of like things wrong with the team, they bring in more offensive linemen or more tight ends and they run the ball instead of spread it out and throw the ball. He just understands. His dad did a great job at teaching him and his brother that this game is won at the LOS. That's line of scrimmage for you guys out there.
In the trenches. So what do you think the Chargers are going to look like now? I know you've just described what he's done in the past, but now he's got this roster, this quarterback, and he's got all, one would think, what he wanted from the Spanos family to set it up the way he wants it.
So understanding that the culture with the Chargers the last couple of years was a very lax culture. That's about to be gone. And the guys on that team who aren't willing to sacrifice and work hard, they will be gone. Just watch. Like I'm telling you, like they got some stars on that team. that they don't play every game. They're not playing a lot of the downs. All of that's going to change. And the guys who really want to win, and they want to win with working hard and going out there and laying it all on the line, they're going to end up. It's just what he's done. He creates a winning culture, and they go out and they compete. They'll have, in a couple of years, you'll see them making the push to get into the AFC Championship. Here's the bad part, and I always give the Mannings props for this. Eli and Peyton made sure that they would never play each other unless it was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They would never stop each other from getting in the Super Bowl. And now this family, they have a, interconference rival with each other. And it surprised me that he, that was the only thing I was like, he won't take the Charger job because he and his brother could stop each other from being in the Super Bowl instead of having their family celebrate competing against each other for the Super Bowl.
That's why when Atlanta got in the mix, I was like,
same here.
As a Michigan fan, I'm like, okay.
Yep.
But we'll talk about Atlanta in a second. But let's staying on the subject matter here is maybe Herbert was just the difference maker. Also, Southern California, those were just the difference makers for him to say, this is the one I'll take.
So the interesting thing about this is, if I had not saw Jim kind of make the decision to go with JJ at Michigan and how they brought JJ along, I'd be worried because I hadn't seen him with like this caliber of quarterback coaching it. Every team that he's kind of brought along, they had quarterbacks that was game managers in a sense, not in a negative sense, but they managed the game. They didn't win the game because of their arm talent. And Herbert has arm talent that could win games for you.
But he had luck, though, too, in Stanford, didn't he? I mean, so.
But luck wasn't. He wasn't like.
As developed
that's
at this
another
point.
Story.
Okay.
That's another story.
All right. So, but I understand what you're saying. Alex Smith. And he kind of surprised people that he stuck with Smith when he took the job. Everybody thought, oh, well, that's the end of Alex Smith here. Nice number one overall pick. And then he played in a game of his life against New Orleans in a playoff game against Breeze. He was amazing. And then he went with Kaepernick when it was time to stick with Kaepernick.
The league went a direction, and actually Harbaugh went that direction before the league went that direction. That kind of quarterback, like using him the way that they used him.
Yes.
Before the rest of these guys came out of college and the whole spread system went wild, Kaepernick was the guy doing it. It was like, oh my God, he's going to get hurt. Nah, he's big, he's fast enough.
So what will I guess just to put a button on it here, what do you think Herbert will look like? Because the general sense, Chris believes an MVP's in the future for Herbert, just for this move alone.
Talent-wise, I see that. But I think now, because of Jim's culture, they're going to build this offensive line will look different. They're going to smell different. They're going to play different. That's where he does the building first. Just pay attention. Watch the offensive line. Like he's going to find some guys that want to put their hand in the dirt, that take pride in standing in front of a guy, taking a guy on. Mm-hmm. That's his MO.
And then that'll help Herbert in its own right.
Any quarterback, when you have time, you're going to look very good.
And then what do you think he's going to be with the fans here? I mean, you know what it's like going to you know what it's like going in that building sometimes.
That's going to be interesting to watch. Jim and I don't want to call it antics. It's just he answers the questions he want to answer the way he wants to answer them, and that's it. And he rolls with it. What I love about him is he doesn't care what you think about him. Mm-hmm. He really doesn't care. You don't care if you like his khakis or not. You don't care if you like that he wears gloves and he throws the ball with his. You don't care if you like that he was trying to look exactly like Bo. He doesn't care.